What's going on, guys? This is Carl with the Racerred channel. Being extra cautious here. Don't want to trip on any rocks and fall backwards. I wanted to talk a little bit about the nature of sharing opinions. Because I share a lot of opinions on my YouTube channel. I've talked about religion and political topics quite a bit, and for the most part, a lot of the videos have gone well, but you know, a lot of people, including myself, have trouble with opinions that challenge our way of living, our belief system. I'm no exception to that. Like, if I hear somebody bashing on something I believe in, of course, it has a certain emotional response, but no matter how nice you are, sometimes it has that effect on people. Like, an example of that is, you know, I expressed an opinion about another rider cut course in order to get in front of me right before the finish line on a race, and expressed my opinion on that, and my opinion is still the same. It was clearly like a violation. It wasn't something that I would have done. And the important thing is that it was against the clearly stated rules. Not being butthurt over it. All I'm doing is expressing an opinion and doing it in a pretty kind way, I think. And same thing goes with religious topics. Like, if you're talking about somebody's specific religion, of course they're going to get offended over it. I would too. I'm only human. So, that little rock right there scares the crap out of me every time. Bouncing around right next to the cliff edge right there. It scares me. But as far as my religious views, I'm a Christian. I believe in a higher power for sure. Jesus said, "I am love." And he said many things like, "Come to me in secret and pray in secret, and don't pray out loud like the heathens do, and so that others may hear them." He basically says, if you are being genuine, just come straight to me. And you can access him straight through what he is, and that's love. That's my opinion. And the only thing that I've stated is that I don't like it when humans and people try to get in the way of that. They try to jump in between you and God. That's the only thing I don't like. I don't like the priest powers, the power structures that say that your religious and spiritual well-being depends on your tithing to them. That's insanity. You just joined a club at that point. It is a club at that point. If you have to be a paid member, they'll keep you from going to certain places unless you're a paid member. There's stuff like that. And it's like this spiritual hierarchy, or there's rituals you have to do. I just don't believe in any of that, and it's okay if you do. But for me to express my opinion on it, like, I know for sure none of that's true. In my own mind, my own heart, I know that none of that stuff is true, but that doesn't mean that you can't believe something else. You can definitely believe something else, and I fully respect your opinion. But I've always said that I feel that that stuff is there to make churches wealthy. Keeping track of tithing and saying that that's tied to your spiritual well-being, and that's to make churches wealthy. That's a club. They have little things you have to do to stay in their club. Trails don't get any sketchier than that one. I have high pucker factor going through there. If I sat on a piece of coal right now, it would be a diamond. So much slipping and sliding, and you're next to a cliff. It's a beautiful ride, but it sure is a dangerous one. I only went in because I was kind of surveying the area to do a drone rescue. But anyways, I've expressed my opinions on that stuff, and I totally understand when people get upset over your opinion being different than theirs, especially if it's directly tied to them, whether that's religion or a race. You know, if you're addressing somebody specifically and saying they're wrong, of course. So even for the race thing, I made a video afterwards saying like, hey, I need to make sure that I'm saying things in a way that are like, that's treating people well, because I would like that for myself. But my opinion is 100% the same as it was originally. So my intent is not to hurt people over it. The religious topic, like, that's going to be a huge one. And I go to, when I go to church, I go to Calvary Chapel in Boise or Emmett or Nampa. And when I was going to church regularly, there was a pastor there who I don't know if I should name. He's a public figure, so maybe it'd be okay, but I just won't. But he had a way of speaking that was like just directly to you. Like, it was, I'd rather go watch him than watch TV any day. Like, that guy would speak directly to you. He had a way of telling stories that you could relate to, and like, just so good to listen to. That was Calvary Chapel, Boise. Well, in 2016, he had to resign because he committed adultery. On one hand, I get it. I mean, it's him teaching you and him being a leader, a spiritual leader, that he has to be disciplined. But look, for a guy, that in order not to do that, it's a daily discipline. I mean, lots of guys are kind of would be judgmental here, but I mean, man, if you have a healthy body and you have a healthy drive towards things, then you should have some empathy for a person like that, because it takes daily discipline. It takes a lot of forethought, not only discipline, but I mean, just a lot of forethought and practice. As Adam Sandler said in The Funny People, he was talking to Seth Rogen, and Seth Rogen was saying, how could you cheat on this beautiful wife of yours, your ex-wife? Because Adam Sandler had been really sad about the whole situation. Adam Sandler looked at him and he said, this is paraphrasing, but he said, don't be so judgmental, dummy. We'll see how you do when you're getting chased by supermodels every week. And that's the truth. I mean, come on. If a guy with a healthy appetite, I mean, you're not gonna, can you not eat a burger? Most people can't even not stuff food in their mouth. There are temptations that a guy is naturally driven towards. We choose discipline to make sure that we have a stable family life, and that's just one of the ways that people differ. I guess my point in all of this is that people are just human, and that was still a good pastor. That guy still spoke to people directly in a way that nobody else I had ever seen could. He was just a human, and I think that there's no reason for him to be excommunicated or to be broken off from a church whatsoever because he had a moment of weakness. I think that most of the judgmental people, I'm just going to be kind of mean here, most of the judgmental people are like super gross, and they don't have a lot of temptation because they're kind of gross. My point in all of this is that that pastor was great. He was a great man. He just had a moment of weakness, and that's okay to me. I mean, keep him in the church, keep him speaking to people, because that's obviously what he's amazing at, and he's still a good pastor, man. You don't want to get rid of people like that, because since he left, I haven't been nearly as open to going to church, because these guys I listen to, it just feels like they're reading off a teleprompter. Everybody knows that women want one man because genetically they have babies, and that's the difference between a man and a woman. A woman has babies. He naturally wants that man there to help them survive. For a man, he wants to spread his genetics like as far as possible, and that's how he survives. So weird dynamic for sure, but that's the way it is. Anyways, guys, there's some opinions for you. I don't know really how that transitioned from part to part, but I hope you enjoyed it anyways. I don't know if it made any sense, but anyways, guys, I appreciate you stopping by. I hope you keep checking out my channel, my videos. It really helps me out. And yeah, make sure you subscribe, because that really helps me out. And I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.